This is the morning edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Wednesday, June 18th. I'm James Spann. Alabama's weather not changing much. It's that time of the year where every day we'll have sun and the risk of a few storms, but they'll be pretty widely spaced again today. Let's go in there and take a look at the big picture. Very impressive trough out west. It's one of the reasons we've had severe weather up north for the last several days. And it's a cold trough. We've had mountain snow out there. It's cold. But around here, it's the ridge. So temperatures stay pretty toasty with a few widely scattered storms around later today. Look at the numbers early this morning. Temperatures out there only in the 40s and 30s in some of the high terrain locations out west, but pretty warm over the east. And we'll expect a high in the low 90s in most spots for the next few days. Here's a watch warning map. We got a few winter weather advisories out west. Don't see that a lot in June. A few pockets where there are freeze warnings in effect for Oregon and Nevada. Up north, a severe thunderstorm watch for parts of Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin until 10 o'clock this morning. And the overall severe weather risk today and tonight. The standard slight risk, well, to the west and north of here. Higher severe weather possibilities are centered from the Dakotas down into Iowa to near Chicago. Tomorrow, the standard slight risk of severe weather for, again, parts of the heartland. And on day 3, no formal risk. That's Friday, just low-end 5% possibilities, again, for parts of the plains and the upper Midwest. Here's the rain for the next 5 days. This is suggesting rain amounts of about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch here. This is valid through Monday morning of next week. And as we often mention, and mention almost every day in the summer, these maps are not that useful for us in that the storms are scattered and rain totals will be just all over the board on a daily basis. Tropics remain quiet. No tropical activity expected this week. Of course, the core of the season for the Atlantic comes much later into August and September. We'll check the GFS, the Global Forecast System. This is valid at 1 o'clock local time this afternoon at 500 millibars. See the big trough in the northwest, ridging down here, and the weather just not changing much. Partly sunny, low 90s, a few storms. Here's the high-res HRRR model today at 1 o'clock. And like recent days, it'll look like the radar has the measles. We'll probably start to see those things forming around the lunch hour today, and they're not going to move much. The winds aloft are light and variable, so where they pop up, they sit there and they rain themselves out. Same thing tomorrow, and really the same thing Friday. We'll expect low 90s with a few widely scattered storms in the afternoon. Trying to determine the day-to-day changes in the convection in terms of the placement and the coverage can be really hard to do. The little small-scale features make that difference. This is Saturday, the upper high beginning to shift a little to the southwest. It's centered on the Gulf Coast. And down below that, again, the weather just not changing a lot. Partly sunny, a few scattered storms, and the same thing on Sunday. So really, between now and the weekend, we're just not going to see a lot of day-to-day change. It's just the storms form in different places every evening, and they'll be pretty random and pretty scattered. Next week, the ridge begins to break down a little bit. We should begin to see an increase in the number of storms. This is Monday. There's Tuesday. And a week from today, you can see a little energy just north of us, and that looks like storms can be fairly active by the middle of next week. And, of course, with the increase in storms, heat levels come down with highs possibly dropping back into the upper 80s. We'll check the end of the forecast, July 3rd, almost to Independence Day. Higher heights are out west. We've got weak troughing over the east, and again, that looks very typical for the 4th of July. And look at the temperature trends coming off the ensemble for the next 15 days. And again, this is, there's no skill in a specific forecast beyond 7. We know that. But the idea is that the temperatures trend downward later this month into early July. And let's hope that's right. Those numbers look pretty comfortable. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you can't catch us this evening on ABC 3340 News, the live stream or the television side at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.